Today, we're going to be talking about basics again, and we're going to go into a concept, idea, or wording in the communication space that I put out, and I hope you're going to be able to wrap your head around it in this couple of minutes that we have together just to level up your own communication skills, go back to the corporation, to your team, and level up everybody's communication change. Level up everybody's communication. Let's make this a social ripple, make a wave out of it, and get better at everybody. Today, we'll be talking about something else I alluded to last time already. It's active listening. Why is it important and why do we do it? Active listening will help you get out more of the whole picture. We talked about communication channels, data channel, and emotions channel. We talked about how to access the emotions channel. Now, what active listening will be doing is it will help you level up your data channel so you will understand more and better, and level up your emotions channel as well at the same time. So while before you were understanding both things, you were at 100%. Now you're going to be at 160% because you understand 30% more and you understand 30% more of the emotions as well. So it's a net bonus, net plus for everything. And it's going to help you in every single way. What it also does is it will help the other person feel more understood. And I can't talk about it enough. It is very important to feel understood. Not just to listen for the reason of listening and not taking much. It's very important to feel understood by the other person. So, how do we do it? How do we do active listening if we've never done it? How do we get better at it? First things first is you gotta know active listening is basically there's working against one saboteur. And we all have them. I'm telling you, you're gonna get it when I say it, but we all have this one saboteur that's down there. How do we fight against this saboteur is the question. And how do we get better at active listening? To understand that, I'm gonna quickly do a quick list up of what kind of levels of listening there are. And I listed for myself 5 or 6 different levels, and I'd like to just give a quick overview of them. Number 0 actually. And everybody here has done it, you have done it, I've done it, and I thrive in doing it sometimes. I really like to do it, but sometimes it just leads to more fighting as well. And you know what I speak of? It's level 0. It's ignoring. Hey, yes, exactly. We all do it. We all want to do it, but it always leads to fighting. How many times have I fought with a friend or with a spouse just because I end up ignoring what she's talking about or he's talking about? And we all do it all the time. We do it at work. We do it at home. We all ignore. And that's the number 1 saboteur that we have. That guy inside us, that person that wants us not to participate, not to listen to the other person, not to care, and just to be us and be the best. Be the main character that we talked about in the last session. Then there's the next level. Level 1, pretend listening. That's also quite easy. I'm trying to listen to you and I just pretend to listen. Oh yeah, you've been out skiing. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then you ask me, oh, by the way, listen to me. Did you hear that? What war is going on? No. We all do it as well in times. And there is times when you do it. But in general, we can do better than that. We don't need it for the most part. It just helps us relax the brain at the same time. So we might as well ignore because we don't get much of the information in it anyway. So we're usually just better off telling the person, sorry, but I cannot concentrate on that right now. Can we get back to something on a different note? Can we talk about it differently? And who has not been on a meeting yet that is totally boring and then you're sitting there, yeah, whatever. That's pretend listening. It's useful sometimes, but it should never really be used in a one-on-one situation or in a situation where you want to have impact on anything. Then there's level 2. 0, 1, 2. Selective listening. And also that has its reality and is existence. Level 2. Level 2, selective listening. And also that exists and sometimes works, and sometimes we need to have it. It's all right. Selective listening means you just listen to parts of the story, right? I hear someone going skiing out. I'm paying attention to that because I love skiing. I love talking about skiing. I love listening to the other person going out skiing. But then they go back and talk about their family issues or whatever's going on in the workplace. And I just zoom out, just go somewhere else. And they come back, oh, by the way, I'm planning to go skiing next month. Yes, I'm back in again. We all do it. Again, it does not have a place in a communication just 2-on-2 or where you want to really have an impact. We go to number 3, and I know everybody out here has done this before. So next we go to number 3. And I know I am doing it constantly. And I really need to catch myself back in to stop doing it. That's where the saboteur comes in, right? You see yourself doing stuff like this and you're thinking, oh, I should call it back down. I should pull back the saboteur and get better at actively. And I'm talking about level 3, outperforming listening. What I mean by that is we've all heard that one person that goes on holidays a lot. And he talks about how good his holidays are. He went mountain climbing recently, and then scuba diving, and then back to the beach somewhere. And all of us sitting there next to them and listening, what do? Exactly. We wait until there's a good part and a break in the communication, and we jump in and we talk how much better our weekend was and how much more we've done and how much better our life is. And we do it all the time. We do it without thinking about it. We do it as a part of just posturing and bringing a statue and building a good image of yourself in your own head, in our own head, as well as bringing that out and pushing out and saying, oh, I'm actually awesome too. I have a great life. And that is outperforming. And it limits us from really understanding what the other person wants to say, because we listen to a certain point and then just wait until we can say our thing. It happens all the time. Every discussion, when there's a threshold and a point made, I want to jump in. I want to talk. No, this is actually wrong what you've talked about it. And everything comes after that. It just falls over. We don't listen to that anymore. And then, number 4, second to last, is advice. And it falls into the same category. And it's getting better. It's the second category for a reason. Listening and advisatory listening has its place. It has its place and is good for what it does. It is the same thing all friends usually do. And family members usually do. Because, again, we're all the main characters in ours. And we have problems relating. We always think our own advice is the best advice, right? Who doesn't? And then we want to give the advice to people. So that's what it is. That's what level 4 is about. We listen to someone else and we think, oh, you're together with this other person. They do bad stuff. You should just break up with them. That's our advice. Because we think we have the high ground and that we can stand on the side and look at it objectively and say, oh, whatever I see you doing there is not good. Please follow my advice. I know better. Or I've had bad experience. Please follow my advice as well. There's lots of levels where you can do that. And in a lot of cases, it makes a lot of sense to do that. Because if we can learn as a society, learn from mistakes from other people and other people's experience, that is amazing. That helped us be where we are right now as a humankind, I would say. However, it's not good enough. It's not perfect yet for actively listening and making the other person understood. Because at the end of the day, what we want is them to believe us that we are right and we tell them what to do. What we actually want is the category number 5. This is active listening, empathetic listening, helping the person. And what it needs is to take out that saboteur. That small saboteur that sneaks in and says, give your own opinion. Give your own advice. Tell them that you're better. Tell them that you are here as well. What we need to take away is this small saboteur. Move him out, push him away, and focus on the other person. And it sounds simple, but it's really hard. It's actually really hard if you actually try doing it. And that's why that saboteur, he's evil. He's not nice. And really you need to work on pushing him away all the time. You can sit down in communication. And the secret about really active listening is taking yourself away. Get your own ego out and start leading with questions. Start to get to the bottom of everything the other person is saying. Don't put your own opinions in. If it's political opinions or whatever, don't say, oh, I believe this, I don't believe this, I believe this, this can work, this cannot work. Ask, why do you think this is going to work? Why do you think that is going to work? Why do you think this is good? Why do you think that is bad? Lead with questions and make yourself understand. The more you question, the more you get on this data channel. So you can understand more of the actual input. You're going to be from 100 to the 150%, like I said. Or more accurately, probably from a 50% to a 80%, right? Because we never understand everything most of the time. We can just strive to go more towards the 100% mark. And then on the emotional channel, you will get a lot as well. Because you can ask questions like, oh, how do you feel about that? Oh, you must be really upset about this. Why are you so upset about it? On what level are you upset, right? We're getting into leveling as well and putting it onto a scale, scaling stuff. Ask questions and try to get back. Try to not put your own opinions too much in it and really ask and try to understand where a feeling is coming from and where something is really deep-rooted what the other person is saying. And in any kind of situation where you do that, you will understand more, you will have a better breakdown of what was talked about. And then someone might ask you, what do you think about it? In which case you can come in and give a better opinion, more informed opinion, because at the end of the day, if you understand 80% of everything, you're going to be better, or you're going to be more able to give a better nuanced decision and opinion of yourself if you just understand 20%. So what it will do, it will level up your own communication game, and it will level up communication game of people around you once they start learning it. Really work with and around that small saboteur of pumping in your own opinion and injecting it into everything. Take him out and try to stay as neutral as possible and try to ask questions and get behind everything the other person is saying. Thank you so much for this week. That's how far we are. I hope you're going to continue joining in the future as well. Thank you so far. Cheers. See ya.